There we go. We're live. Hey. Well, we're. More on that in a second. Let me just make sure I got everything up and running here. We're trying out our new mic today. A new mic from a new company. Ooh. I'll tell you guys about that in a second here. Let's do some processing on the audio. Oh, wow. Thoughts, feelings, sensations. What do you guys think? Beresford, greetings from the UK. Also, greetings from the UK. I like UK. How's it going, guys? Soften, hey, how's it going? Yeah, Dylan's not here today. Actually, you know what? I was gonna send him a link just in case he wanted to crash this stream. I'll tell you about that in a second. Let's send the link to Dylan. Dylan, in case you want... Oh, shit. Already swearing, eh? You want to crash the live for a minute or two from Seattle. Oh, Rabbi, there you go. There we go. Crap. Where was I? Where is the stream? There we go. Very radio. Kyle the Cal. Yeah. This microphone isn't meant to be quote unquote very radio, but yeah, this is with the Rodecaster, all of the stuff kind of on all the processing. That's the word I'm going for. Good God. Going good. Just transferring data from old PC to new one. That's funny you mentioned that because I'm actually planning to do a PC build. I'm going to be buying the parts on Black Friday. So every year, in case some people who here don't know, every Good Friday, every Black Friday, very different. We do a Black Friday stream early. So it usually ends up happening around 11 a.m. Eastern. It might be a little bit earlier this year. I'm not exactly sure, but it's right on Black Friday. And we go through and we actually check out some of the Black Friday deals that pertain to the channel. This year, I'm going to get you guys to help me pick out some PC parts. And then I'm going to, when I get the parts in, I'm going to actually do a build on stream. So I'll do a stream the next week where I'm building the PC up, which as far as I'm concerned is going to be either great or nobody's going to watch it. So I think it'll be a lot of fun. Oh, sick. That's smart to buy during Black Friday too. I didn't know about that. I'll try to drop by. Yeah. It's just kind of one of the fun things that we do. I mean, there's no, like, we do post some links that are affiliate links in case you want to check stuff out. It's kind of a way to, if you want to support the channel, you're going to be buying Black Friday anyways, it does go to buy support the channel. So it's kind of in that vein, but also, kind of Black Friday chat and see what's going on. And it's basically Dylan and I digging through all the sites. I've got my eye on a few things for Black Friday. The big one, though, is a new PC because I'm on Mac. My old PC, which I'm going to have to part out and sell, it takes like about 8 to 10 seconds after I hit the power button before anything happens. So it's a little scary. It hasn't really done anything on that side of the room for a while. So yeah, been building computers since the early 90s. So have I, actually. I got my start back in 95 or 96. And it basically started, I had a buddy who worked at a computer store in Thunder Bay. And the group of friends that we had, I was one of the first in Canada that was actually on the internet. And so, like, we had a bunch of computer nerd friends, one of which, a guy named Dave, who was one of the first to write the software to be able to burn PlayStation games, like the original PS1 games. Yeah, so that we had a bunch of nerds and was building and going through. That's when they're really hard to build as well. It was not an easy, everything had to be perfect Oh, it was a bit of a nightmare. Nowadays, it's just like doing Legos. I am Barber. How's it going, buddy? Welcome to the live stream. Sorry, it's only one of me. Usually we have a second guy in, but I had already posted the live stream. Dylan did tell me, hey, he's still in Seattle, and he didn't say that he couldn't make the live stream. I thought he said he was back from Seattle, so I was like, I set up the live stream, even had a thumbnail with both of us in it, and then I sent him the link, and he's like, dude, I'm still in Seattle. What the hell? So, yeah. So I'd already put it up, so I figured, might as well go live. And yeah, we'll still chat. There are a few things still going on so we can chat about. Curious, do you know the age demographic here? It seems a lot of people here are professionals and enthusiasts who really know what they're talking about. Yeah, the demo on this channel tends to be from 35 to 45 is the big demo. 45 to 55's second. So we do skew a bit older, and it's almost all men. I would say only about 2% of my whole channel is women. So yeah, that's the demo. As for likes, interests, yes, there are a lot of people in this community that are very knowledgeable of audio or audio kind of related, kind of, you know, kitty corner to audio. I don't necessarily put myself in front of, like, I'm definitely not the most knowledgeable person within this community. Dylan, who I usually do the live streams with, is phenomenally smart when it comes to all things audio. Speaking of, that's why he's stuck in Seattle right now, is because he's working his main job. He works with Mackie in development, so he's down there playing with toys. But it would be interesting to do kind of like a demographic search to see what everybody in this community is like, what the likes and interests beyond just age. Would be really interesting. I just pretend to know what I know. Yeah, I did. Yeah. Fake it till you make it. I've been faking it since the 90s. Really, that's so cool. I'm 23. Soften. Cool. Now your name is somewhat ambiguous. Are you male, female? Do you want to identify? Yeah, up to you. Let us know. I'm in the second group. I like it UK. Oh, okay. The 45 to 55. Yeah. And you know what? I mean, a lot of my viewership are well-established working professionals who either dabble in audio or are enthusiasts at the enthusiasts level. And it's hard to say because, like, we do have some professionals that work professionally in audio on the channel, but I would say like the ones that are kind of like our P1s, or the ones that show up and support the channel and do all that, they tend to be enthusiast level, but they're usually really smart in other things. Like, I'll put I Like It UK up there. The few chats I've had with him. And there's also, oh man, I forget I mix all the names up because they're Discord also online. But there's a few others there that tend to just, they know what they're talking about. So you can usually trust what comes out of here. Glad you're here. Cheers. And yes, you're a dude. Okay, fair enough. I have to ask, you never know, right? I've had a few that I've kind of offended because you make assumptions, right? I did want to address one thing, and I actually might change the name of the live stream, because I started having some people reach out to me, and I feel like it's not really my place to address this. You know what? Maybe I won't change the name of the stream. Maybe I'll just put it in some of the comments. I had somebody reach out to me asking if Bandrew was okay. Now, I hadn't noticed. I'd chatted with him a couple times, but time kind of got away from me, and I didn't realize that it had actually been over a month since I'd chatted with Bandrew. And I went through and I started looking at his social media posts, and oh my God, he hasn't posted since the end of September. And I started noticing his videos haven't been posted, and so I started going through, and then I saw one of his posts on Twitter mention that he'd basically run out of time. He only had a couple days a week. Um, and he was not really having enough time to put videos together. There was something in his life that was taking more time now. Um, and I actually got a little concerned, so I reached out. I emailed or I messaged him on Twitter, but I also reached out to a friend of his that I have a contact for, and I did get confirmation that Bandrew is just super busy, and he's doing something that appeals to him more than doing this, I guess, and that's perfectly fine. Like, find your happiness and go with it. I just wanted everybody to know, just in case anyone's curious, Bandrew's okay. Um, he isn't hitting his socials. He isn't hitting really anything. So just to kind of to get that out of the way before people start getting a little too concerned. So soften. Sorry for all the comments. That's okay, dude. That's what we're here for. We're literally here for the comments. I'm super chatty on streams in case you're wondering. I'm a composer. I do some singing and got a giant rabbit hole with audio and found your channel that way. Nice. Yeah, this stream is all about literally chatting with the audience. I usually bring a couple things we can talk about. Like today is the Rodecaster Video S and some of the feedback I've gotten on that, but sometimes we don't even get to it because we're just literally sitting here chatting. But the Outsider Jess, I would pay $300. That is interesting. So the name of the stream is obviously what would you pay for a 4K video switcher? And I've been getting a lot of feedback from people since the Rodecaster Video S was released. And a lot of people are like, disappointed it doesn't do 4K. And I think there seems to be a disconnect between expectations of price and expectations of performance. And I hate to say it, like, I think this is something is more viable right now. The Rodecaster Video S would be more viable right now in 4K to be released at 4K, but I doubt, and I mean, I could be wrong, but you ain't getting this for $4.99 if it's 4K. And the knowledge I have of the market and where it's at, which is minimal, by the way, I don't have any inside information on what's going on. But what I do know is that the reason we haven't seen an influx of multi-switchers with 4K is because of a couple factors. One of them is the world isn't necessarily set up to handle that level of stream. Well, we're very North American centric, especially here. Like, I'm from Canada and we can. It would still stress it. Like, the internet is decent and it's good in the States as well, but across the rest of the world might not be able to. And not only that, it's whether or not the rest of the world can actually stream at 4K. Well, in North America, we can. A lot of places in the world can't still. But then on top of that, there's another issue with 4K being the price of the converters, the price of all of the stuff around 4K. Like, there's so much more expensive than 1080. 1080 has been the standard for so many years and still kind of is when it comes to streaming in a lot of respects. 4K is almost luxurious when you talk about streaming still to this day. And Twitch, it wasn't long ago that Twitch just started offering more than 4K. So I think, yes, it's coming. No, it's not going to be cheap. You can get 4K stream devices that, remember, 4K isn't necessarily 4K, depending, like, just because it's 4K doesn't mean it's good 4K. And if you don't know what I mean, you should go down a rabbit hole of all of the different things you need to look for in a video feed and what makes it a good video feed. So yeah, like, you get a 4K cam, like a camera for your computer that's 4K, and you see the video that comes out of it. It doesn't look 4K. So yeah, just, it's going to be a bit until we get a 4K switcher specifically. I think it's going to be a while from Rode. Rode could surprise me tomorrow and release or update or who knows. But I know, like, I was able to use 4K throughput with the Rodecaster Video. I haven't tried it yet with the Rodecaster Video S. I do plan on doing that. Throughput is different from whether or not it can handle the 4K coming in, and obviously it downsamples it and all that stuff. But I won't even get into that. That's definitely a video idea, but yeah, since everybody's been kind of complaining about it, not everybody, but I've been getting some feedback, or why isn't it 4K? I kind of want to know what people think 4K is worth in a switcher, because for a professional switcher, one that actually has production quality assets and the ability to produce, not just switch, uh, you're looking in the thousands. It's not a cheap thing to get. So that's why I was kind of introducing that as a concept. Kylie, not Kyle. I'm 59, blind ex-public radio presenter and producer, which is where I developed the interest in. Sorry, it's the second E is hard to see in your @ so I apologize, Kylie. That's cool. Ex-public radio presenter and producer, which I was there and developed the interest in audio. That's very cool. Where did you work in public radio? In Canada, public radio in Canada is quite a bit different than the US, but very, very cool. Engagement is good for the community. Amen to that. Definitely an enthusiast, but also an electronic engineer. Just do mostly software these days, but make videos on the side. Yeah, and Steve, you're also one of the other ones that I've kind of happened across your videos and seen them. There's a lot of smart people in this community. Yeah, and it's not necessarily just audio smart. So, what do you think about Rode Video S? King Paco, I actually really like it. This is what the community's been looking for. It's loud. Like there's fans on it. And that's the one thing that, for me, like I have the option of getting the Rodecaster Video or the Rodecaster Video S. And the reason this isn't working is because I can hear the fans. And I try to keep my audio as quiet as possible. Like right now I have the furnace on and the fans running for the furnace, and I can hear that. But I also have, actually, let's move over and turn the, I turned on the gate on this. So let's turn the noise gate off. There you go. Now, if you're wearing headphones, you would have heard that gate turn off. And the added fans on top of that, it can, for me, I've got lights up here that have fans on them. I've got fans from computers. I've got fans from my furnace. It's just adding the extra fan to it. And for some people, it's not great. If you're a streamer, you're not going to notice it. Like if you're game streaming or if you're using this to set up a podcast or whatever, you're not going to notice the fans. If you saw the video I did on it, you'll see how loud the fans are. They're not that loud. But for somebody that's very fan sensitive, like I am, yeah, that was the one thing that I struggle with. But I'm also a niche case scenario where I do voiceover in this studio. But for $4.99, it's freaking awesome. Like it's absolutely awesome. Who needs a video switcher? Genuine question. I have no idea. Podcast. So right now there's a massive movement for podcasts to start video. And I work with a few bigger podcasts that are not on the video train yet and that are actually starting to consider the video train. Now, when you look at podcasts that have actually already started with video, they're already working, they've already been working with multi-camera setups, with switching. You'll see that the standard setup is a 3-camera setup for 2 people. So you'll have, each person will have their own straight camera, and then the group will have a group shot. Even if you have a 3-person setup, the standard's 4 cameras. It's really become a necessary thing with podcasts these days. Now, for anyone that's freaking out going, oh my God, my podcast doesn't have video. It's simple. Use your cell phone. Cell phones make for great video until you can get into the DSLR or the mirrorless craze. But yeah, so big video switchers right now, especially like the Rodecaster Video S. Yeah, podcasters are the big ones. Streamers are the other one. If you want to have multi video feeds on here, and you can have a lot with the Rodecaster Video S, it's going to be a big deal for you as well. And really, you also look at, since 2020, places of worship have been live streaming their stuff, and multi-camera setups, PTZ camera setups for places of worship are a big deal. So there's a lot. There's actually a really big market right now, which is why I was a little confused. Nobody has jumped on the switcher bandwagon to One Up Road, which I do find weird. There are a ton of brands that do video switchers out of China that my inbox is full of them asking me if I can review them. And I'm not going to, because I'm not a video based channel, but yeah, 4K switchers are kind of a headache to think about since using Autopod. I don't know what Autopod is. Casey Ray Cosby. Cheers, man. What is Autopod? Is that like a auto podcasting thing? Switchers are for people that have producers, like me right now, pretending that I'm going to produce a show. Let's say I had 2 other people in the room and I was going to be doing the cameras and all that stuff. It ain't going to happen. I don't have the ability to do that. However, if you've got a producer, man, camera switchers can be amazing. I think the 4K trend has gone down in popularity in every single genre. Yeah, gaming, the one thing I'll give gamers, 4K is still big. 2K tends to be the bigger draw than 4K, which is a lot of people can actually handle 2K streams, 1440p. Not a lot of people can handle 4K streams. Even my internet, like when I'm watching videos on YouTube, sometimes my internet just has a hard time loading a 4K video. So yeah, I don't know. Outside of gaming though, yeah, I don't know about many streamers that require 4K. Like watching a podcast in 4K of 3 people sitting around a table talking about their favorite sports team seems ridiculous. 1080p is fine. I like UK. Having a 4K 30 switcher and chroma keying is a great XLR audio would be useful. Doing keyed process at 4K and the downscaling to 1080p would actually result in better image quality. You're right, actually. And I 100% agree that like the ability to take 4K and downsample, sorry if you can hear my dogs being fed upstairs, would absolutely make him better image quality. Whether or not it's going to be $499, I highly doubt it. Like it is possible. Don't get me wrong. It's possible to have a 4K switcher. It's very possible. The Streamer X was 4K 30, 4K 60 pass through, and it's very possible. Whether or not it's possible to have one for cheap is a whole other story. But then full frame Sony cameras is my source. Yeah, again, I'm the same way, right? And like I have, I'm just starting to build my camera situation up. So, but everything's going to be 4K in the end. So I'm curious. I think 4K PTZ is more likely. Pan tilt zoom cameras, which tend to be, as far as I know, PTZ cameras tend to have lesser quality in the video, even though they're 4K. I could be wrong. I haven't worked a lot with PTZ videos, but I do plan on starting. Rode told me that I could do 2 webcams. I have to buy an adapter. Oh, is that for the Streamer X? I don't know if it does. It could. Maybe they updated it so it does. That's interesting, though. Why would you need 2 webcams? What kind of videos are you shooting there, King Paco? Just curious. What kind of angles are you looking for? Price-wise for this, $1,000 to $1,500. Yeah, and this is the wild thing that I don't think a lot of people get is $1,000 to $1,500 US, and that's probably for just if you were to take this, the Rodecaster Video S, and make this 4K. That's the $1,000 to $1,500 right here. And my guess is it would skew closer to 1,500. And it's not about gouging the market or anything like that. It's seeing the margins that they have to make on this stuff, and like something as small as a little switch causing the price to go through the roof. You start outfitting that with 4K capabilities. And then also on top of that, by the way, I also have to point out, this thing makes sound because of the fans in it. This thing gets hot because of everything it's doing. The amount of information that's going through creates heat. turn that 4K and you're going to have a jet engine on your hands. So it's also trying to figure out that kind of problem and how they can actually fix that. So Jerker. Yeah, I know Dylan tonight. He's actually in Seattle right now. He has not messaged me back. No. I told him he could crash the live stream if he wants. I don't know if he's going to. He's actually working at Mackie in Seattle, so sorry you got to put up with just me. I couldn't really even hear the fans. No, it's often you can't. And this is where, like, it's kind of the conversation about, you know, when somebody's being uber picky and somebody has to point something out and feel a bit like a jerk about pointing it out. This thing isn't loud. But you can hear my furnace going on in the background, and let me bring it back over here. And I'm going to turn off turn on the noise gate. You can hear that, especially if you're wearing headphones. So the more fans and stuff you have in the background of your audio, the more it will build up in your audio. I had an Amaran 100D that I just actually got rid of that has it wasn't a fan sound. It was more of just a buzz that really got into my audio. Every time I was doing a review, I could hear it. And the problem when you're doing microphone reviews is you're not allowed to stripe the audio with like a denoise, because that's the whole point of the review. So I ended up getting the 300D, which also has a fan, but it doesn't quite get in the audio as much as and it's a better sound. But like with the fan like that, if you're doing voiceover and you've got a fan sitting beside you, people are going to hear that. If you're doing games or you're doing a podcast, nobody's going to hear it. And seriously, nobody's going to hear it. Bob, stay out of there. Where are we at? Outsider Jess. I'm going to do a gaming podcast with gaming footage. I don't really want to do a normal video podcast. So the push for video started about 3 years ago. And a lot of people don't know this. When you go to the podcast conventions, they were starting to talk about video about 3 to 4 years ago. And the reason for that, and it's actually a numbers reason. So back in 2020, when podcasting had its heyday, the golden age of podcasting, everybody jumped in and a lot of the networks basically went ham, and that's when they handed out the ridiculous contracts. That was Joe Rogan had been signed just before that, I think, or maybe it was in 2020. And a lot of people, this is why you saw a lot of YouTubers get podcasts, because the money was just thrown at them. Here's $300,000, start a podcast, do 12 episodes. And money was just being hand over fist. And since then, you've seen money being clawed back by a lot of these networks. And don't worry, there's still money in podcasting. But what they found is with the boom, everybody that was going to listen to a podcast was already there, meaning there wasn't a growing audience. That didn't mean a podcast couldn't come out and make money. What it meant was that a podcast, guys, I'm trying to do a live stream here. No fighting. Anyways, dogs. What that meant was a podcast could still make money because you could still get in and get part of the market share. But as a whole, podcasting wasn't getting bigger. You weren't getting large amounts of people coming in and exploring podcasts like you did in 2020. The people that wanted to listen to podcasts were already here. There's no growth, meaning, oh my God, for networks that dropped millions upon millions of dollars, they needed to figure out a way to monetize it even more. And that's when video started to pop up. And you'll notice there's a lot of podcasters that were at the top of their game in 2022, 2023 that are noticing that they're not getting the contracts that they used to. They're not making the money they used to. And you're seeing them start to go, oh crap, video. If you want to start a podcast, you don't necessarily have to start with video. I recommend it because it's another way to promote your podcast. It's actually one of the best ways to promote your podcast is to have a YouTube channel alongside of it. So that's why when I talk about video and my podcasting course, which is so close to being done, comes out, it's going to have an emphasis on video because video is kind of the future. Which, I mean, spoken word audio or just audio based platforms will always suffer compared to video. That's just because of this stuff, you know, having a phone in your hands. It's just always going to be. What is a mic you own that is genuinely crap but love it because of a certain sound color it has? I don't know. I don't really have. I've gotten rid of a lot of crap mics. The MXL 770 didn't sound as bad. And I'm actually, you know what? I've got a lot of people who think that I'm anti the Temu mic that I did a review on. This thing, the U87 clone, it actually didn't sound bad. It had a horrible noise. And I would say nowadays, probably to answer that, most microphones that you can get that are super cheap, like Temu, Amazon, all that stuff, they actually don't sound that bad. The amount of effort and money that goes into making an okay sounding microphone nowadays is actually a whole lot easier than it was about 5 years ago. Soften, I'd love a Sony A7 III. I've got the A7C II, and it's bloody beautiful. Love it. You committed the crime of calling 1440p 2K. I knew somebody was going to call me on this. Damn it, jerker. I'm sorry, buddy. Instead of 2.5K, regardless, 4K gaming ended up never really taking off because his 4K monitors got cheaper. 4K gaming capable GPUs went the opposite way. Again, whoa. What do we have here? Oh my God.
What up?
Oh my God. We get
hang on.
Video bombed by Dylan.
Hang on.
All right.
What is up?
How's it going, buddy? You done work?
No, we are jamming out.
Hey.
I'm in the Nirvana meeting room here.
Izzy. Hey. You're in the Nirvana room. Oh yeah. They name all their.
Here we go.
Their
Let's do landscape. It's a little bit better.
Landscape.
Yeah.
I have no idea
what's going on, fam.
We're doing good. We got everybody in the house. We're chatting about video and podcasts at the moment.
Nice.
While Dylan appears, Beresford Productions. Outsider Jess, Dylan said you can't stream without me. you know what is funny? Because I had misread his message this morning.
Oh yeah, you totally did.
And I was like, welcome home, buddy. So I decided, since I already teased that there's going to be a live stream, I had to do it anyways. But yeah, how's Seattle treating you, brother?
Rainy and cold. But I mean, hey, I feel like I'm preaching to the choir with the cold a little bit.
We got a snow squall this afternoon, so yeah.
I'm not looking forward to that.
I would actually take the rain in a blind second. So the day of work, anything you can tell us that you've been playing with at Mackie? Come on.
No, not yet.
Okay. All right.
Not yet. I can tell you we're doing some tests.
You're doing some tests.
That's about all I can tell you.
Oh wow. You just got like a sneak peek. Holy crap.
There goes Kent.
So have you guys done the like Mackie dinner?
Which one?
Mackie drinks, Mackie dinner. No,
Mackie drinks, Mackie dinner. You could have a Mackie popcorn bag if you want. There you go.
Yeah, bring me one of those back, man.
Running Man popcorn bag. We got a popcorn maker. Oh, I hear them.
Can you're unofficially doing a walkthrough of Mackie's.
I am in transit.
Oh, are you
that
leaving?
Is about it.
Are you leaving?
Trying to avoid anything popping out that could upset the appetite.
I noticed you're pointed up at the chin, so
yeah. It's my best angle.
Probably a good idea. I like UK says Dylan without an interesting drink.
It's coming. We're doing whiskey testing later. Whiskey tasting, I should say.
Yeah, testing, tasting, same thing. Dylan saw that you were reading my comment and couldn't resist joining the stream. LOL. As jerker.
Jerker.
That's actually hilarious. It's good that you dropped in though. I
was gonna say I can't
dying.
say super long. We're in the middle of a bunch of voicing stuff, so
That's okay, man. That's okay. I'm testing out the AIM Audio Essence. This is the one that I had some questions about the output stage. Did you ever get a chance to ask an expert about whether or not the output stage of a microphone actually colors the sound?
We talked about it. It's not a cut and dry lie or anything. But it's something that is in need of investigating, I think, further to really validate whether or not,
Yeah. Well,
the marketing wank is thick in the thing that you sent me.
I actually call that out. Like I've written the script already. I haven't gotten around to actually shooting it, but I do actually, because this is the transformer. Give it a sec. Okay, and this is the electrical sound. So electrical transformer.
Okay, well, I am on a tiny ass iPhone speaker.
Oh, you could hear the difference. Don't give me that crap.
Well, if you can hear the difference between an SM7B and laptop speakers.
The one thing I got to say that's cool about this tech is the fact that it runs off of 48-volt Phantom, but it has like a little capacitor that holds a charge. So if you want to change anything, there's I guess it's a capacitor, something that holds enough charge to operate the microphone, because you've got like dimming lights on it where you can dim the lights on the mic. And it takes about 30 seconds after you start the phantom power that the microphone comes to life, because it charges up before it comes to life. And when you do this, when you change between the output stage, you have like 3 quick changes before it has to gain up again, right? Like it has to get the power back.
Right.
So kind of interesting. Look at all the ceilings outside of Jess. Ghost energy drinks are underrated.
Hey, at least you said look at all the ceilings and not look at all the chins. So that's good. I appreciate that you clued into the right plural, Jess.
I've had the upward facing camera from my phone. It ain't good. Dimebag says, "Hey everyone." It's usually when you open the camera thinking that it's going to be the back camera and it says forward. Oh crap. So you're coming back tomorrow, eh?
Yeah, it's been a week. Oh my God, it's been a week.
Are we doing the Black Friday live stream? Is that still on? I've been talking about it because I actually have a plan this year.
Probably. Yeah, we probably do that as long as it's not. Yeah, we'll have to talk about specifics, but yeah, in theory.
Well, we could even still do same time Black Friday if you can't do the morning, because I know your day's rather full, but
my days are a little bit full.
But I do plan. So my plan this year is I'm going to get chat to help me buy the gear for a new computer build. I'm going to be doing probably an mini ITX build.
Nice.
It's going to be kind of I'm going to probably do like a fish tank style for a background shot. And then the next week, I'm actually going to do a live build on a live stream. So when we're chatting on the live stream, I'm going to be building the PC at the same time. So, Bloody Cactus says Black Friday live stream, lots of coffee, eggs, and pancakes, and telling my kids not to spend all their money. Nice. Threadripper, for the new one, the old ones are a little too old. The new one's a little too expensive, I think, unless people want to start dropping some super chats and some big super chats at that. And also, it's not going to fit into a mini ITX.
I gotta bounce.
Okay, cheers, buddy.
Have fun. Make good choices.
Never. Cheers, buddy. All right, we're back. Yo, PC build on stream will go hard. That's awesome. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Nuno Cosmos, how's it, buddy? I'm really looking forward to it because it's kind of like I've done PC builds on this channel before and they've never gone well. And usually because when I'm building an editing rig, it's part of audio editing rigs. So I did my first one. I think it was this one. I did an upgrade on it. I had to upgrade the board and all that stuff, and the videos barely get 100 views. It was ridiculous. So I figure a live stream's probably the best place for it. Someone wants to buy cheap RAM this Black Friday. I would love some cheap RAM. I'm probably going AM5. So Ryzen. PC building is my jam. If you need help with configuring a parts list, let me know. Fair warning, RAM prices are through the roof right now because data centers. That pisses me off. Fucking data centers. I'm planning on moving up to the AM5. This is right before AMD's about to announce their the 11 series, the 11,000 series, which means I think they're going up to their. RAMs, everything is they're changing their platform is the whole point to that. I'm probably looking at getting about 64 gigs. The worst part about this build though is I don't do editing on that rig anymore. It's just a gaming rig. The problem is every once in a while I want to game and I can't game when my bloody computer doesn't work. Production capacity for the next year causing a massive shortage. God damn it. Holy cow, long time. Real SMT. Cheers, man. Have you changed your name? I don't recognize the name, man. But cheers. Long time. Welcome back. It's really good to catch a live stream. Yeah, it's good to have you. Price is about triple right now. Oh, crap. Oh, son of a bitch. Black Friday has got to come through for me. RAM cost killed my Threadripper Pro build, registered ECC. Yeah, one of the reasons I don't want to do Threadripper build is the ECC RAM. From what I hear, yeah, not worth it. 64 gigs is going to do fine. I don't, like I said, do a lot of editing on it or any at all. I do want the computer as a backdrop because when I move into the new studio, I would like to have multiple sets, not just this set. So yeah. What's my target video card? Probably a 4080. I might go 5070 with the 5000 series. But I am also looking at the AMD side because it is mostly a gaming rig. So maybe a Radeon. We'll see. We shall see. Going full 80 AMD isn't a bad idea. I used to love NVIDIA for the editing side of things, but yeah, if I don't have to. Oh, Sneed Mobile Tech. Cheers, buddy. Oh, I should have noticed the bloody wrench. God damn. Sneed, how's it going, man? You changed the name. Does that mean you're getting real with YouTube there, man? Do you ever use Isovox 2? Dylan uses it. I gave that to Dylan because he started doing a ton of voiceover back about a year ago, maybe a year and a half ago. And he uses it a lot and he loves the bloody thing. So yeah, if you're into needing a voiceover studio but don't have the money for a voiceover studio, it's actually really good for it. As long as you can get the boxiness out. I do actually feel like I was talking about something and I just wanted to retouch on that when Dylan came. The 1440 instead of 2K, instead of 2.5K. I just wanted to get over this because we were in the middle of it when Dylan dropped in. 4K monitors got cheaper. 4K gaming capable GPUs went the opposite way. There's a lot of things that kind of happened around the same time. And you're right, the 4K capable gaming GPUs. I have a 3060 in my current rig and I have a 4K monitor and I game at 4K and I don't game hard at 4K. Yeah, and that 3060 wasn't cheap. I bought it back in the day when we were still going through the GPU shortage. So I think I paid like 600 Canadian for it, which would be about 400 US. And yeah, like even if you get the 4060 or the 5060, it's still not technically a 4K gaming card, meaning the amount of people that can actually put out 4K, yeah, it's going the wrong way. So, and also Hassan, how's it going, buddy? I've pre-ordered it. No idea when it will get delivered, even though I live like 250 kilometers away from Rode. It's all going to depend on a lot of things. I wonder if Rode does Australia first. Like if people in Australia get it first, that'd be interesting. I'm curious. Got the heat on. What's the temp? Right now it's like 0 Celsius in Canada, in Ottawa. So yeah. My only concern is the fan sound. The Rodecaster Video is very silent. Not sure. The S isn't much louder, Hassan. I'm the only reason I'm able to make a deal of it is because I have the Rodecaster Video. And when I do the actual like comparison side by side in the video, legit sitting there with a shotgun microphone, I believe I was using the shotgun microphone for that. And you couldn't hear the difference. And the shotgun microphone would have picked it up. If you're doing voiceover, you're going to be striping the fan sound out. So don't worry, Aiden. You don't have to feel bad, jerk, for pointing out things like that or out anything for that matter. That's what I'm here for. You be the jerk. How's the Prompter XL? I am using it on my main setup. I'm using it right now. It is the best purchase. If I had purchased this, I'd be incredibly happy with it. Yeah, it's probably the best thing for a studio like this. If you're doing videos or videos for YouTube and you do talking head, these things are bloody awesome. I think because I'm going to turn the video format for podcasts, unless it's a celebrity, I don't really want to see a video podcast. Yeah, I hear you. Okay, Zero in Edmonton right now. Good to know. I'm switching back. I'm getting back into the. Dimebag says I rock a 1060. I had a 1060. I don't know what I'm going to do with the old video card. It depends on how expensive the new build is, because as much as I'm doing okay financially, I don't want this to be a $5,000 build. And if it is, I'm going to have to sell some shit off. Awesome. Yeah. Isobox. When in use desktop mode, it shows my tag, not my username. Oh, okay. Cool. Yeah, I know they kind of swapped that over. Welcome back though, man. It has been a second. We'll see what happens with some of the gear. I know I'm going to part out a few things on there. I've got a Ryzen 5700 in there. I've also got the 3700X sitting in a box that I tried to sell for $100, and the amount of people that messaged me, I got overwhelmed, so I never never got back to any of them. I got a 5060 Ti, last one, that uses a PCIe power cable instead of the set your house on fire new plug type. I don't trust those. Oh crap, yeah, I've heard of that. I think I might be sticking to the 4000 series because I don't really need more. I heard the uplift on the 5000 series wasn't worth the cost upgrade. I'm gonna do some more. I'm going to do some more Linus Tech Tips stuff, checking out the difference. From what I hear, Radeon might be the way I'm going, though. I'm probably going to step away from NVIDIA because it's going to be a strictly gaming PC, so we'll see. Sure, SM57, man, where's this been all my life? Yeah, dude, get the AWS2, I think it is, for it. Oh, it's awesome. 4-man podcast, Rodecaster Video S. So cross you out podcast, man. That is a hard name to read on here because you've got the OU out podcast. Yeah, it's hard to read. Anyways, so you could do a 4-man podcast with this quite easily. What I would suggest if you are going with this is have 2 cameras with 2 people per camera, and then have the third camera as a group shot. Probably the best way to do it. Just because you can use a third camera on the on USB 4. So you could technically use the group camera, could be like a USB camera, which is perfectly fine because you don't really use group shots. Just get a decent USB out. From what I know, and this is a thing, and I've got to test this out because the A7S or the A7C2, the Sony, does have USB out capabilities. I've got to test that to see if I can use it through USB. Not exactly sure. The other option is having a group shot. USB, I don't know if you can use an action camera for that. That would be interesting. Anyways, yeah, so there you could use it and you could get away with it quite easily. Now, before anything else, I've got to tell my kid to make sure my dogs aren't murdering each other because it sounds like they are murdering each other. Can you check on the dogs? Oh, yeah, my kid's already checking on the dogs. Perfect. Wow, crap, it's almost 6 o'clock. Just put this into comparison. The RAM sweet spot for AM5 is a kit with 6,000 megahertz speed, CL30 latency. Wow, the latency, the CL latency has gone up. Because I think my DDR4 is CL16. So CL30 is actually interesting. The cheapest 64 gig in Canada for that is $505. Oh, maybe I'll just get like 32 gigs for something. That's incredible. That is absolutely disgusting. On cover shipping. Yeah, we'll talk. We'll see what's happening. I'm Ryzen 5700G. Yeah, I basically just have the 5700 without the G. Who are you leaving the 57 to in your will? Actually, it's interesting. This is an interesting conversation. I already talked to Dylan. I'm leaving this studio and everything in it to Dylan, and he's basically getting a 50% share of the profits, and the other 50% goes to my family. So whether or not it's a phenomenal amount of money at the time, right now it's probably not much to get super excited over, but I'm hoping to build this into something that would be a lot of fun to leave somebody in a will. So yeah, technically Dylan. I want to move on from my SM7B. I simply don't see a reason to own it anymore. If you're not doing music, yeah, if you plan on doing anything like music, an SM7B in your mic locker is always awesome. If you just want to rock one microphone, yeah, you can still get decent money for it. Just buy a new clown or the new foam nose for it. You'll get more money for it used. Is Radeon good for 3D modeling? No. Bearsford Productions. Radeon is, well, actually, I don't know the new stuff. NVIDIA still owns the crown for all 3D stuff. Radeon is, as far as I knew back, I think the 7000 series, it was still good with just gaming. So yeah, 7B will always be sellable or keepable too. Yeah. What about audio setup? For a podcast, so here's where things get a little dicey for a 4-person setup for the Rodecaster Video S is you got to buy a Duo along with it. That's the only shitty thing about this. You have no choice. You could get a third USB mic in on the 4, but if you're going to use that as a group camera, you can't use that for another mic. So yeah, unless you're sharing microphones, you need to get a Duo along with this. Because from what I know, this only works, having the USB out with the Duo or the Rodecaster Pro 2 only works with Rode products. I don't think you can put another interface on that. And for good reason. I mean, it's Rode product, so they want you to stay within the universe, or probably not even capable of using another interface for that. So we're almost everything more expensive in Canada. Just saying. Yeah, everything is more expensive in Canada, Dick. God damn it. That name also gets me. It's even when the dollar was on par with this, what is that, about 4 years back, 5 years back, it was all on par. They didn't even lower the prices. So when everything was on par, we were paying 15 to 30% more for our stuff in Canadian money that was on par with the American dollar, which was absolutely disgusting. How much is the SM7B worth in resale? Depends on where you are. It's all on where you're at. So in Canada, you can get 300-400 Canadian for it. Probably 200 to 250 US. So cheapest 32 gig with the same specs is $250. Yeah, you know what? I'm really looking forward to seeing what's out there for Black Friday. Jerker, make sure you drop in. We're probably going to be doing it earlier. So usually we do it in the morning to try to get a hold of all of the Black Friday sales early. But there's a chance we're doing it at the same time as well. So touch base with us, and we'll see you then. Hassan, I still have my old GTX 1070 build that needs upgrading. Can hardly play any decent games. Yeah, ain't that the truth? Anyways, guys, we've been here for an hour, so I'm going to call this one. Thanks to everybody jumping out for this solo live stream. Thanks to everybody for also chiming in to keep this moving. So I really appreciate it. We'll be back next week, and definitely, well, either I will. My dog is chewing on something. Izzy, ah. Sorry, I just yelled into the microphone. Anyways, cheers, guys. We'll see you next week. Have yourself a great weekend.